What looks easy peasy lemon squeezy, but is actually difficult lemon difficult. Playing the triangle. A lot of my non-musician friends joke about how easy it is to play it. Then they actually hold the damn thing and look stupid. I can still remember my band director, "You guys laugh about the triangle players, but you have no idea how hard it is to stay focused while counting 132 bars and not miss your cue." Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy, but do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Fill in the rest with sugar, it's the American way. Or just use country time lemonade, there's nothing close to a lemon in it. Country time lemonade. Sugar never tasted so lemon. A basic physical exam at the doctor. Looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup, they have a heart, all right. When in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls, they're looking for hernias. I swear this isn't what it looks like. He's helping me study for a test. As the wife of a doctor, I can attest that I have spent a fair amount of time being the dummy test patient of various physical exams. Whistling with your fingers. I did it once like 6 years ago and haven't been able to replicate it since. Pisses me off. Those CAPTCHA things on Google. I can honestly never read them, and the website always thinks I'm a robot. Maybe you are a robot. Easy as pie. Pie is the most difficult thing I've ever done made. Natural makeup. More work than regular makeup. TBH, this reminds me of a video I watched of a visual effects artist explaining his job. If no one notices your work on the footage, you've done your job well, it's only when you mess up do people notice. Writing a 250-word open-ended reflection where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure and also a rubric. As you progress through the levels of degrees, it is supposed to become more abstract. High school, you're basically just reciting the book. Highly structured, just follow directions. Bachelor's degree, reciting parts of the book and generating some original thoughts within a guideline. Master's degree, capable of independent thought, only referencing knowledge from the book and applying that knowledge in unstructured ways. PhD, you wrote the book. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they're so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn, I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dancers are so delicate and make it look so easy, it's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. All smoke and mirrors, friends. As a dance teacher, I can tell you confidently that it feels absolutely silly until you just start to sell it. 90% confidence, 10% squats. Having fun is step number 1. Fake it till you make it. Drawing something from memory. Like a bird or something. In mind, yep, that's a bird, on paper that's a bird. Draws squiggly lines far away in the horizon. Birds. Reminds of the bicycle challenge. Go draw a bicycle from memory right now, just take a pencil and paper or open paint at this very moment and draw with your mouse. Turns out everyone knows what a bicycle looks like, but almost nobody can draw it correctly without looking it up before. Flying remote-controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5 to 6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. Edit. I was outside. I wanted to get into FPV quad racing, decided to try out some of the sims to get used to it. IDK if there are sims for RC Hellas, but there are a bunch for quads. Dear God, it was so much harder than I thought. I'm just starting to get good enough where I feel like I could invest in a quad, but just can't get the courage to invest in all the gear needed for FPV. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction, regardless of a logical breakpoint like an intersection. I legit thought you meant street names like Lil T or Fingers. Yeah, you gotta watch out for Fingers. He does unspeakable things. I use a wheelchair, and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is, when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy just because I make it look easy. And your arms gotta be ripped by now. My arms went from flab to fab in the first 2 months I had to use my wheelchair. On the downside, my legs did the opposite. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. The most common type of ghost is the one in a white sheet with waving arms. These are the spirits of people who died while trying to fold a fitted sheet. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt, blah. Here, just let me dig up this 6-foot deep grave with a shovel. 20 minutes later, well, all done. The Walking Dead is so guilty of this. They would have been over burying their dead by season 2. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple. Just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world. That makes it so easy to just not the 4 laundry baskets full of clean clothes sitting in my bedroom. Would agree with you. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree, but then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Are you the person that person is going to fall in love with? Edit. Thank you for all the awards. I'm a little shocked and saddened at the amount of people who took this comment negatively, even calling it toxic. Everyone deserves to be loved, and self-reflection is not bad. Don't just look for the right one, be someone else's right one. Maintaining friendships from high school, college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Reach back out though. Everyone understands, and I've rekindled and kept in touch intermittently with so many amazing people. Yes, we are not best friends who talk every day, but if S went down I could give them a call, and vice versa, and when we do get together it's a great time. My best friend from elementary school reached out after 20 years of going our own way. It's remarkable how much we both still have in common.